This video is about making scratch-built street lamps. The street lamps here are time-consuming, but they give the effect that I like. So if you're interested in doing something that's unique, done your way, this video is for you. These are the completed lamps, or they're ready to be installed in a module. Again, everything is scratch built. The buildings, the concrete roads, all hand done. So let's go on. I made the lamps to go on wood and concrete poles, which are made from brass and textured with acrylic paint. So let's get started. I start making the lamps by using some bent surgical needles. You'll see the video on how I did that below. And I'm at the lamp shades themselves, which I made out of brass. You can also make them out of pieces of acrylic. Just cut the acrylic to the shape you want and drill a hole into which you can insert the needle and into which you can insert the LED. So what I do is add the lamp to the surgical needle. The process will be to add the lamps to the surgical needle, then insert the LED into that assembly, and then fix it with a CA glue. You'll see that done as we go through the video. This short segment shows how these micro LEDs that I bought on eBay, they're pre-wired, how they fit into the surgical needle. It's a matter of putting those two wires into the needle. But make sure that the holes are open. When you cut them, you'll tend to close the holes. So make sure the holes are open so the LEDs slide in easily. Now, this is the actual process of inserting the wires for the LED into the surgical tube with the lamp in place. Emphasize the lamp is in place temporarily. Now I'll glue it in the next segment. But it's a matter of slowly and easily fitting those small wires through that surgical tube. You just take your time. I emphasize this project is for somebody who's really determined to do something by hand. I always make it hard for myself by doing some of these things. But if you are really interested in doing something different, this is one of those things you can do. And this is what we have. The LEDs in place. We're going to place it now in place with some CA glue. I set the assembly up on a piece of wax paper to which the CA glue does not stick. I put it in place with some blue tack, holds it nice and straight. I position it and then simply add some CA glue to the joint. I don't get the CA glue. Now I'm using a gel glue. I prefer to use the gel. I get better control. I'll just put it in place on the edge, not in the inside, so I don't touch the LED. I want to be able to move that LED and change it if necessary. But I put the CA glue in place, then I'll go ahead and hit it with a fixing spray, and it's ready, and then we'll go ahead and attach it to a pole. I use a skewer that I've aged using vinegar steel wool solution. A video below shows you how I age the wood. What I do is I add some CA glue to the side of the LED. I fix it in some soldering pliers so it holds it in place. and then I move it close to the pole, line it up, and allow it to dry. Sometimes I hit it with some fixing spray to speed the process. Here are 3 poles with the lamp assemblies attached. Now I have a little finish work to do. I have to add the straps that would hold the lamp assemblies to the wood poles. I also have to take those LED wires, I'll put them together with some black acrylic paint on my fingers. I'll strip that down and make them into a single wire. Now, the way I add the straps is I take a piece of 1 millimeter, a 0.1 millimeter brass, paint it with a black magic marker, bend it around the pole to shape it. Then I attach it to the pole assembly with CA glue. I spray it, let it dry, and then cut it to the proper length. A little slow, but you'll see the effect later. I also add junction boxes to the lower part of the pole. I make these junction boxes at the same time I make the lampshades. They're small brass boxes. I drill holes in the top and the bottom so that I can pass the wire through the junction box. This is what they look like. I drill the holes in them, and you'll see again later on how they look on the finished product. You can use acrylic, like I say, or card or something else. Let's look at these close up. This is a wood pole with 2 lamps at the top. Note that the LED wires are held together with some black acrylic paint. I put thick paint on my fingers and run the wire between my fingers. Then also note how the connection box on the bottom has been painted gray. I drilled hole top and bottom and inserted the wire. Now let's go on and look at these same lamps in concrete poles. These concrete poles I made from brass. That's 2 strips of brass. I believe it's 0.3 millimeter brass. I have some copper wire separators between them, and on the top I added a lamp. The lamp is in some 1 millimeter bracket, and the wire comes down. Hi, thank you for watching. If you have comments or questions, leave them in the comments box below. And I would really appreciate it if you give this video a like. Of course, I'd like you to subscribe, and that really benefits you too, because you get instant access to our complete library of a lot more videos that we make. But giving me a like helps me with YouTube get better position in YouTube so others can see this video. There's also a lot more information below the video. It may be of interest and value to you. So do take the time and see what's down there. And once again, when you go down there, do click on the like button. Thank you very much, and thank you for watching.